Hello friends, welcome to this very flattering angle. Today is the 6th of how do you say that? Day 6 in November. Here's the start of the story. Last week I saw on the interwebs, they are making a crochet along for this super adorable gingerbread crochet blanket. It's free. Essentially, they release a new piece of the pattern every week for 6 weeks. I think this is week 4. And I saw this blanket and I was like, oh my God, this looks so cool. This looks like so much fun, but I actually have so many projects and And then I couldn't stop thinking about it. Thought I would just go to my local store and get the yarn from there. Okay, I've switched over to my camera, but they didn't really have the exact colorways. Went online, I had a look at a few different local, Portuguese yarn stores that carry brands of yarn that I know that are similar weights and all of that. I ended up buying it from the DMC website and I got all of the yarn that I need. I have really good matches from what I can see online. The total of the yarn was cheaper than the bundle. It wasn't enough for free shipping and I wasn't about to pay for shipping when I could just get more stuff. So instead I got a couple of crochet hooks that I've been meaning to get anyway. A couple of sizes I don't have. So I got a couple of those and that came to $42.80 with my 2 extra crochet hooks that I don't need for this project. That is coming soon. I don't know how quick it's going to be. But all of this very long-winded explanation to say I'm going to be making this crochet along and I'm going to attempt to finish it by Christmas. And I give myself this little challenge. If I do it, I do it. If I don't do it, it's fine. Hello, Zeus here, also ready to do a little bit of an unboxing. So, I have just received this package from DMC. We all know what it is. Today is the 15th and it is Friday, so guess what I'm doing this weekend? A bag of yarn. Oh, it's nice and big. Okay, what are you? Oh, thank you. You're welcome, DMC. My crochet hooks that I got so I wouldn't have to pay for shipping. I got 1.5 and 1.75 millimeters. 2 of this. So we have 2 of these. This is acrylic, by the way, so it'll be easy to take care of and wash and whatnot. 2 of this orangey color. Red, that's not really red. 3 cream. This is basically white that's not quite white. 1 really baby pink and 1 kind of candy pink. 2 sort of mint greens. 2 of these which are it's looking more yellow on camera, but it's actually a gingerbread color. 1 orange yellow and 1 red, which looks pink on camera. So now I need to go print off the instructions, I guess. I'm really excited to get started with the blanket now. So I decided to make myself a little yarn reference guide since they are lettered, and in the pattern they would refer to the letter that had been assigned to the yarn rather than the color, and I thought having this little guide would just make my life way easier, and it did. So I printed off a page from the pattern where they included the chart with each yarn and what letter belonged to that yarn, and I cut it down and used my little hole puncher to add a hole in each line and added a strand of the corresponding yarn. I've been working on the blanket over the weekend. So I got the yarn Friday and I started making the first panel and I finished it already, but I think it still needs to be decorated. This is week 1. I was gonna record some of it, but then I just sat down and started watching Lord of the Rings with my partner and we had a whole marathon that day. So I finished it. I have also started on week 2 because week 2 is a bit more labor intensive than week 1. So for week 2, we are making the Christmas jumper panels, and there's going to be 2 of these. I have made 1, but there's going to be 2 of these and then 2 of a different colorway. So I went ahead and made 1 of them already. It's going pretty well, I think. I'm gonna go do some more crochet now. Bye. Hello, it's the next day and I wanted to show you something. Just for reference, today is Tuesday, the 19th of November. This is as far as I got yesterday. I'm making a second version of this, but I think I messed up my count. No, I don't think I messed up my count. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start a new one. If it comes to the end and I need more of these colors, I'll just come and grab them from here because I don't feel like unpicking this whole thing. I think it's time for an update. Today is Saturday. I don't know what date it is. Let me check. 23rd of November, and it's currently almost 3 p.m. I have a little bit of progress to show you. You've already seen the panel from week 1. So then I have all of my panels from week 2 all done. So there's 2 of this sort of emerald. These were called emerald panels. 2 of this. It's the same panel. It's the same exact pattern, but the colors are different. So the second one, I still have to finish weaving in my ends, but basically I'm done with week 2. So I was just about to print out the pattern for week 3 so I can start working on that, and then also check from the pattern what yarn I'm going to need for those next panels so that I can wind it. Hello again. So I'm working on week 3. I've already started. I'm on the 2nd row, and essentially what we're doing, we're adding to the panels we made on week 2, as you can see. I don't mind doing color work at all, clearly. I think it's fun, but I don't like doing the tapestry method of color work, which is where, just like I'm doing here, you carry the yarn of the other color while you're working. Like, so the color you're not working on, you're carrying the yarn. So the yarn gets sort of sandwiched in between the stitches. So like, if you can see, if I pull on it, it'll pull on this. The reason I don't really like doing that is because you can see the yarn underneath. Like you can see here a little bit of red, you can see here a little bit of white, and yeah, it's like from further away you can't really see it as much, but you can see it, and I don't like that. I think it looks better if you break the yarn and reattach. And yes, you have more ends to sew in, but I think it looks better at the end of the project, I guess. Like, there are situations where I can see where the tapestry method is a lot better, and I think here we're only doing 5 stitches, so realistically you'd have to be breaking your yarn constantly and you'd actually use up a lot more yarn. So I do see how on this occasion it is better to do it this way, but it's not my favorite method. I just have to do 6 rows for all 4 panels I already have. And then the other thing we're going to be doing are peppermint swirls. It's a little peppermint swirl, and then that's sort of worked in the round. You turn it into a block, so like a kind of granny square situation. I do like that this pattern is written for beginners, or with beginners in mind. So every single week you have the abbreviations, you have like little notes, you have little explanations, which is very cool. And they also have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They also have the full like videos on YouTube. I have checked out the videos a couple of times for like stitches I didn't know how to do. I sometimes struggle with certain written instructions. I'm excited to see the blanket coming together. I'm really enjoying the crocheting because it's really fun. It's always like something new. You're kind of seeing the thing come together. I love the like different amount of stitches that we get to work with. It's really only 3 stitches, isn't it? But you're kind of like using them in ways to create different stitches and different like textures and stuff, which I think is really cool. And I have already learned a few things from making this, so it's definitely been very fun. Hello, I have been crocheting all day and I have finished both the colors of the candy cane stripe that I was adding, and I've started on the next panels for this week, which are the little like swirl, candy swirl. Again, we're carrying the yarn, so I have two working yarns at once. Yeah, you basically just work in the round and increase as you go. We're doing pretty good progress. Obviously in the weekends I get more work done on this because I have more free time to just sit and relax and do some crochet. All right, today is Monday, the 25th of November. Oh, sorry. And I wanted to show you where I'm at with this. I ran into a bit of a situation, which is my stitch count is off. I have too many stitches. So I clearly increased somewhere where I wasn't supposed to increase. I'm going to count every stitch in every row until I find the row that is wrong. So I'm going to start at the center because there's less stitches. I just unpick up to that. So that's what I'm going to go do now. I thought that starting my count from the inside in meant I would have less counting to do, and I was right. It turns out that I had done everything correctly, I just got distracted and added one too many rounds. I unpicked up to the right point, and then I could start working on turning the candy swirl into a square block again. So I just finished my last panel for week 3. Today is Thursday, the 28th of November, so I think I'm doing pretty good. I've also got my week 4 pattern printed out. I've got everything ready, so I'm gonna sew in my ends for these here and then get started on week 4. Hello, so we have a bit of a situation. Today is 29th of November, it's Friday. This is where we're at, okay? So we've supposedly started the little Christmas lights. The thing is, can you see that? Okay, so basically the pattern tells you to do front post and then back post trebles. It tells you to like work on the right side and then turn. And I don't know why, for some reason, I don't like working squares like that. And I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do tapestry. You know, I have the design, what it's supposed to look like here. The thing is, for some reason, look at that. It looks like really jagged on this side, and then you don't even see the increase on this one. It looks almost straight. And it's like that on every single one of them. I sadly have decided to rip it back to the first row of the color work. It's only 3 rounds, and do it the way the pattern tells me to. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen now. So I've worked this far, and I was just thinking how the lights look a little bit like frumpy, and I don't know why this only occurred to me now, but I looked at the pattern, and I've been doing half trebles for the Christmas lights with the colors, and I was supposed to be doing trebles. So that's why they look frumpy. I've been working on the Christmas lights for like 3 days, so I'm not gonna go back and redo it. They're just gonna look a little bit funny. Like, I think some of them look better than others, but it just looks a little bit like stretch. Yeah, I think I'm close to being done. Then we're gonna move on to doing like a surface crochet to the electrical wire, and then after that we're gonna decorate the gingerbread house. I'm having fun making this blanket though. I am thinking that I'm starting to get to a point where I won't be able to carry this around anymore. Yeah, I think after this we're gonna join everything that we've made so far together and then probably work the borders. I have so many ends to weave in. Like, you're supposed to work with like, make little balls of yarn of each color so that you'd have like one color here, one color there. But I don't like working like that because that makes it a bit of a mess in my experience. Everything starts getting tangled and then I don't know which one's which. And also, it doesn't make it very portable because you have so many working yarns at the same time. But it does mean that this is the back. Look at that. Every time I look at the back, I'm just like, oh god. But I would rather sew in the ends than have to have a million work. Like, it makes it easier while you're working, and yeah, I don't mind sewing in the ends. I've been working on it for like probably close to 3 weeks now. It'll be 3 weeks on Friday. So today's Tuesday. What's the date of the month? Today's the 3rd of December, and it's a Tuesday today. So this Friday, I will have been, on the 6th of December, I'll have been working on this for 3 weeks. Hello. It is Thursday, the 5th of December. I'm going to show you a little progress I've been making. But as you can see, I still have quite a few ends to sew in. I've done this side, and now I just have 2 sides left. I'm gonna work on this and then get started on doing the surface crochet afterwards. It is Saturday, what day is it? Oh, my watch doesn't have any battery. I think today's the 7th of December, and I just finished the week 4 of the blanket. I apologize, I look absolutely terrible. I am so tired. I've not been having a very good week health-wise, so I have been working on this quite a lot. I forgot to take my meds yesterday, so I feel terrible today. I'm in a bit of withdrawal, so not a fun time right now, but I will be okay. So I want to print week 5 and get started on that. I believe week 5 we're going to start sewing stuff together, like joining the blanket. Let me show you what I have so far. This is the panel. It looks so stinking cute. I can't. What is wrong with the printer? Why don't printers ever work when you need them to work? And then I can go sit back on the sofa and work on this some more. But I feel like it's actually gonna be a blanket soon, you know? I do think I could have done a better job of these Christmas lights if I was paying more attention to the pattern. But you know what? I'm having so much fun making this. I really highly recommend. I've never been like a blanket maker because I find that they're like quite boring and repetitive, and then they get really heavy and it's just like a lot. But because this is, 1, worked in panels, and 2, it's really like a lot of design elements. Like there's so much going on. I feel like there's always something new that you're doing. So it is quite fun and exciting. Even if I don't get it done in time for Christmas, which I think I will, but even if I don't, I'm just having so much fun making it. I can't wait to have it done, put on some cozy pajamas, get myself under the blanket, and then watch a Christmas film with my hot chocolate. I think it's going to be absolute bliss. I do have to say, if you're making a white blanket and you have a dog with black hair, yeah, there's going to be hair on it all over already. I'm not even a blanket yet. I hope I'm not the only one who has like an insane printer, but like, what the hell is this? With the next part of the pattern printed, it was time to start attaching all the panels together. The pattern just tells you to use a UK double crochet or a US single to sew them together, and it even tells you which colors to use for which parts. And this is what it looked like with the panels all together. It's really starting to look like a blanket. I could then start working on the borders, starting with the gingerbread biscuit one. But I do have to admit now that this is an actual blanket, a certain someone was suddenly very curious about what I was doing and very adamant that I use my hands for something other than crochet. At this point, I started getting the feeling that something wasn't quite right, and I actually studied the pattern and went to the support video to see if I could figure out what I was doing wrong. It turns out that I was doing the decrease differently, and so it was looking really funky, so surprise, I had to frog a whole round of the border. You can see in my face how excited I was about this. But once I had figured that out, I kept going with the gingerbread biscuit border and working on it whenever I could. Hello, so I wanted to give you a little update on the blanket. So I've been working on the border now for a couple of days. The thing is, the work is a lot slower. One, because it's a border, so it's much bigger. And two, because it's such a big, like it's a full-on blanket now, I can't take it with me when I go get coffee in the evenings. So I'm actually like losing 1 hour of work a day on the blanket. So that's why it's going a little bit slower. So last night when I went to bed, I had just started the last round, the absolute last round on the gingerbread biscuit. In order to finish that border, I still need to add the little gumdrops, which are different colors. It's kind of like the ones I did to decorate the gingerbread house. They're kind of little puff stitches that you do in certain locations. But once I've done that, then I can get started on week 6 and hopefully be done. I'm not sure anymore if I'm going to finish this by Christmas or not, but I am enjoying working on it. I love that it's like a full blanket now, so I am under it while I'm working on it, which is kind of fun. It does annoy Zeus quite a bit because I'm constantly shifting it because I have to turn it. Hello, update time. I have done one whole side of the little baubles. I have obviously not sewn the ends in yet. And the system that I've gone with, I just look at the picture of the blanket, I zoom right in, and I place a stitch marker where I want my baubles. On top it's pink, green, and on the bottom it's yellow, red. So basically what I do is I mark all of the bottom ones and I do all of those, and then I mark all the top and then I do those. I'm really curious to know if any of you who are watching this have either made this blanket, if you've participated in a crochet along before. This is my first time ever participating or like doing a crochet along pattern, and I'm obviously not doing it with at the same time as everyone. I find that quite stressful. Like the idea of doing it as a group gives me a little bit of anxiety. With the little gumdrops all done on the gingerbread biscuit border, it was time to add the next one, which is kind of a granny square stitch, if you could call it that. The stitch pattern or repeat is very simple, but as the blanket gets bigger, it obviously takes longer to finish each round. Hello, update time. Today is the 16th of December. And I'm finally doing the fringe. So I'm finally at the very edge of the blanket. I finished the other border. So we had the gingerbread border with the little gumdrops. Then this other kind of like granny square-esque border. And then I'm doing the fringe now, which is the last thing. I obviously still have to sew in these ends, but I can do that at the end. The borders definitely took longer. I'm really hoping that I will be done with it by the end of this week. So today's Monday, and on Saturday I'm going up to spend Christmas at my in-laws, and I'm not taking this blanket with me. But yeah, I'm gonna go and carry on with this. It's gonna take forever, but I will see you, I don't know, I guess with the reveal. Jesus Christ. I'm really proud of it. I think it turned out really, really cute. It's just so adorable. I had so much fun making it. That's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a bit more of a chill one. Thanks so much for watching this video and all of the other videos you watched throughout the year. I'm really happy that you're here, and I look forward to continue making content in the new year. So let me know if there's any projects you'd like me to do, any themes, any characters you'd like me to make my own versions of. All of your ideas are welcome, and I would be happy to get to them. So make sure you drop them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already, and make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok. I usually post more updates on there. I think that's everything for now, so I will see you in my next video. Bye.